Where do you want to go eat? That's the question. And when you're coming to Alaska, and especially coming to Anchorage, you have so many options to choose from. In this video, I'm going to give you the top 10 as ranked by the folks that eat up here on Yelp. To start with, we're going to look at Palmyra Tropical Fusion, which is number 10 on our list here in Anchorage. This is going to be Latin American and seafood, and a lot of great reviews on here. You want to go over to their page on Yelp. It's got a lot. Some of the photos are going to pop right up here, and you'll get a chance to see some of the great stuff. I got to take everybody's word for this. I'll tell you when I've been to the places, and I'll tell you when I haven't been. So this just gives you a good idea. I tell you what, as somebody that loves Mexican food, okay, I'm intrigued. I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry. It's getting to be about lunchtime, I think. Number 9 on the list is Simon & Seafarers Saloon and Grill. Now, this is one of my favorite places. And if you look on the map over here, you'll see 9 is going to pop up. And one of the things that I love about Simon & Seafarers is the view, which is just completely amazing. Right up over here is Simon & Seafarers. And pull them up real quick because you can look right over the bay. You can see that in the picture right here, and their food is incredible. It's one of my favorite places to eat. This one's got over 1,000 reviews. This is going to be seafood steakhouse, traditional American, but their bar is just the coolest place. Been there many times and love going to Simon & Seafarers, and especially when you go at sunset, it just is incredible. The desserts, everything that they have to eat that's on the menu at Simon & Seafarers is just top notch. And they also have a food club that they're a part of, which a lot of other restaurants are. Landry's is one. If you ever gone to Landry's seafood, we've gone there. Other places in the lower 48. So going to Simon & Seafarers is definitely one of the lists if you're visiting, or if you call Anchorage home. But definitely if you're visiting, this is one you want to get to because you can just see incredible views and the beauty of Alaska, especially at sunset looking out west. Spinard Roadhouse is another classic, coming in at number 8, and it is one that we've gone to frequently. Again, it's kind of the traditional American fare, but just atmosphere is a great atmosphere, especially if you don't want to go all the way in downtown. It's over in the North Star area, one of the subdivisions near where we've looked at before. Let's go over and take a quick look at Spinard's page and some of the food that they have. Again, it's over 700 reviews on this. You can get breakfast and brunch here. Some of the great food that they have, definitely top notch, and just an incredible place to go and visit, just all across the board. There's really nothing bad that I've ever had at Spinard Roadhouse. With Yentz's restaurant, Yentz's is also one of those that has been a staple of the Anchorage area for many years, and definitely one of our it's American but kind of an upscale, smaller little place. We'll jump over and take a quick look at Yentz's. I know it looks like you look at it and think it's Jen's, but it's not. It's pronounced Yentz's, and my wife had been here, visited here many times throughout the years. A little bit higher end prices do reflect that. At Yentz's, the places we've looked at so far, Simon & Seafarers is still pretty low as far as the quality of food. Yentz's is definitely it's a smaller restaurant, and it's in a storefront. It's kind of unassuming when you look at it. Nothing fancy from the outside, but when you come in, it's more quaint, smaller tables, a lot of cuisines. It's American, but there's a lot of stuff from around the world, and it's got some really good food in there. Like I said, if you're looking for a little bit higher end as far as some of the cuisines are, Yentz's is definitely a place that you want to check out, especially if you don't want to get into the downtown area. Yentz's is a great place and an option that you can consider as well. is gonna be Hong Kong spirit food, and let me tell you what, this was a surprise. Not that they were on the list, but it's kind of surprised that they've been found. We were at a show, a craft fair back in December, and my wife had heard about this place, and we went over there, kind of snuck in to give it a shot. She had heard great things about it, and if you want to feel like you really just walked in off the street in Hong Kong, everything about Hong Kong spirit food is such a great, quaint, ethnic environment that will make you feel like you have been transported to the East. And so let's take a jump on over there. They're not far from either downtown, a little bit down from Midtown, kind of hidden back in the way. You're really going to have to look for it. But Hong Kong spirit food is not to be missed. If you are in the least bit hungry for Chinese food, it has got to be one of our favorite spots to go to. And I can tell you, I've not been particularly a Chinese connoisseur, but after eating here, I will go to Hong Kong spirit food any day. Plus, the wait staff is incredible. So, like I said, it's really kind of a quaint place. I'm not sure how the pictures are. I've got some pictures on my page about some of the stuff that's in there. The walnut shrimp was incredible. And I don't think anything was bad. Everything was top notch again. So here's the entrance right here. It's, like I said, it's very unassuming. You got to be looking for it. And when you go in, it just is incredible staff, incredible chefs. Everything about the food and the dumplings just outstanding. And prices are awesome. So Hong Kong spirit food comes in at number 6 on the top places to eat on Yelp here in Anchorage. Hey, if you're learning some new things like I'm learning some new things on this video, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button and whack that bell icon down there like we do salmon every summer here in Alaska. Now let's go on back to the list and find out what the next 5 top restaurants are in Anchorage. Is Altura Bistro, another one of our little storefront places, but definitely a top-notch restaurant. They are one of the things we found during COVID. They started making a burger, which was not on their menu. You could only get it through takeout. I'm not sure if they changed it, but man, it's one of the best burgers that I've had, and there's a lot of great burger places. That's probably what we need to do at Best Burgers in Alaska. So I got some traveling to do, I suspect, with that one. But here in Anchorage, Altura Bistro is a steakhouse, seafood, a little bit of everything. Very much American cuisine. Let's go take a look. You'll see on the map they're down here at number 5, right in the Midtown area. So definitely very, very classy. Definitely prices are a little bit on the upper end scale. Taking a look at Altura Bistro, some of the stuff on their menu. I do believe they take reservations. You may want to do that, particularly on the weekend. And plan to enjoy a great night out, great date location as well. If you're in the Midtown area, Altura Bistro comes in at number 5 on our list. Coming in at number 4 is the Glacier Brew House in the downtown area. You'll see them right up here, right in that whole line, right around Anchorage, is our Glacier Brew House. Oop, I got a little sneaky one in there that jumped in. I didn't want you to see yet what number 3 was, but we'll get there in just a second. But Glacier Brew House, again, this is one that we've been to quite a few times. Great restaurant, great downtown, great atmosphere. Prices are great, food is great. Pretty much, am I just like being a record here? This is one of the great places to go down and eat. One thing to keep in mind when you're going to any of these downtown restaurants, there is downtown parking. There are parking garages, but most of the parking is on the street or maybe metered during the week. On the weekends, there's not charging on the meters, but during the week, you need to be aware of meter charges that you could get hit with. So be aware of that. knowing and looking ahead. One option if you're visiting or even if you're here, I know our family has found that using Lyft or Uber can be a huge help if you don't want to deal with the headache of trying to find parking. Again, like I said, American traditional brewery, and you can see at the Glacier Brew House the brewery that they have over in the back, and so you can get drinks that they have brewed there at the Glacier Brew House, which they have some great different micro beers, and I think they have a cider and various things there. So, and great pizza. We haven't been in a while. We need to go back. But definitely seafood. You can see the flights that they have from their ales and beers that they brew right there at the Glacier Brew House. One thing I really haven't touched on here in Alaska, there's a lot of microbreweries up here, and most of the restaurants, many of the restaurants will reach out and they have contracts and serve things from like Glacier Brew House or the Double Shovel Cider Company and different places, Talkeetna Brewing and others throughout the state. The people want to drink that they'll get them in. Another little side that I'll give a plug for is there's a great little store that we have here in Anchorage called La Bodega, where you can get on tap many of the drinks, ciders and things from around the country, but specifically that are available right here in the state. Just about anything you want, you can get at La Bodega. So something to think about if that's something that you're interested in. Moving on up to number 3 on the list is a favorite and a staple of Alaska and Anchorage, Moose's Tooth, which has been ranked, I believe, within the last couple of years as the best pizza in all of the United States. That's not just Alaska, but we're talking all 50. That Moose's Tooth has won that contest of being the best pizza. We're going to take a quick look here. Moose's Tooth is actually not far. You think I'd eat a lot more as good as it is. Over 3,000 reviews for Moose's Tooth. The pizzas are great. If you've got gluten allergies, if you've got milk allergies, anything like that, they can accommodate that on their menu. So be aware of that. This is traditionally American, although they have a Hungarian soup that is to die for. Fortunately, I can't have it because there's dairy in it, but something to note about. A lot of pictures here because we all go to Moose's Tooth. And you can see, and if it doesn't make you hungry, man, I don't know what it is. They have a lunch special as well, so be aware of that. They also brew their own root beer. You'll see that right here, and you can get that in a growler as well. All right, coming in at number 2 is Whiskey and Ramen. I will tell you, I have not been here, but we have heard great things about this restaurant that they are hitting up at number 2. This is one of the new restaurants. Actually, number 2 and number 1 are both new restaurants in the Anchorage area that have caught a lot of attention because it is some great food. So we're going to do this one together a little bit. I didn't realize I've been to pretty much all of these. So Whiskey and Ramen is ramen and whiskey bar. Seems crazy, but one thing about Anchorage is a lot of great fusion stuff here. So we got whiskey pork buns, we got baked Alaska. Let's go down here and see what some of the reviews are that we have and take a look. This place hit all 3, food, service, and ambiance. Really well thought out interior. We walked in after 15 to 20 minutes. We're seated. My family wanted to go. We had no reservations. Holiday season, and one daughter turned to us and yelled, "YOLO." Okay then. The atmosphere and service were top notch. The menu and drinks were outstanding. I was absolutely amazed by the flavors and textures. Here's another one. I don't take time to review many places, but when something is unexpected and exceptional, I feel compelled to acknowledge that. It would be extreme to say that you should fly to Alaska for food. I can't argue that. For food, however, if you're in Anchorage and you do not eat here, you have made a huge mistake. So this one is going to go on our list to eat very soon. So I'm learning, you're learning on this one. So that's cool. So Whiskey and Ramen is number 2 on our list. We're going to go back over here real quick. So that one's going to be up here in this downtown area. Number 1 is Everest Restaurant. This one was a surprise for me, but I have eaten here, it took me a minute to realize that yes, I have, and I can vouch that this is top notch. I've never been particularly Nepalese or Himalayan Indian. It's not been particularly one of the cuisines that I've had on the top of my list, but we've got some great places here in Anchorage, and Everest is definitely one. I'm not surprised. This is one that turned over. It had been a barbecue place prior. We had eaten there, which actually it had some pretty good barbecue, but I guess barbecue is not a big thing in Anchorage, but Everest surely is, with 77 coming in at the number 1. I've got some pictures in there. You can tell you how new it is, but already 72 pictures kind of lets you know the prices were great here as well. If you're looking for a very nice and cozy restaurant that serves mouth-watering foods, this is the place completely. Mike B, I like how you write it up, Mike. Excellent Indian restaurant in Anchorage. Staff was attentive and the food was served warm and quickly, very much so. Spice levels seem to trend not as hot as expected, which is okay by me. I don't particularly like my stuff all that hot. Their menu, yeah, this skillet right here, I had that. Oh, I don't even remember what it was, but I'm eating that all the time. That's just it. The naan bread was top. There was everything we tried. We passed around the plate and got to try a lot of the great stuff. So that almost looked like me for a second. It kind of scared me for a second. I have a twin out there somewhere. So great stuff here. Great food, great place to eat. I don't know if you learned something, but I learned things today, and I'm glad I got to share them with you. If you want to learn more about some of the great stuff, make sure that you hit like and subscribe and whack that bell icon like we do salmon every summer here in Alaska. If you'd like to know more about Anchorage, make sure you check out some of my other videos that I have here.